So today we're making crab Breton, which is like a crab gratin. This crab comes from my fishmonger Matthew Stevens. Usually comes from St Ives Bay. A lot of the time it comes from the McClarys, which is a local crew of fishermen, and they fish out on the reefs all around the St Ives Bay. So yeah, I know exactly where it comes from. There's always tip-top stuff. I always make sure of it. I've been picking crabs since I was about 11 years old. So yeah, I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm looking for, and this is nice stuff. Okay, so we're going to start cracking the claws now. I use a cleaver to crack the claws. You can use a pair of pliers. What we need to do is take this little piece of the crab shell away, and that will enable us to pull the claws apart. I use a cleaver. It's a bit dangerous, but that's the way I do it. So chipped away that piece now, and we can pull that off, and this piece as well. So what we want to do, we want to pick the meat out of the knuckle of the crab. Just jam your crab picker right in there, spin it around, get all the meat off the sides, and just prise it out. What you want to watch out for is cartilage. There's cartilage inside the crab. You don't want to be chewing on that, it's very tough. Now we need to chop up some mushrooms and get them on the heat. Little closed cup mushrooms, like that. Chop them in half first, and just slice them. Full of chopped mushrooms into the pan. And we need some butter, good proper Cornish butter. Never use anything else. Nothing else will do. It's a good lump of butter. We like butter in this restaurant. We don't mess around. If you're going to go out for dinner, you want proper food. So you always use quite a lot of oil or butter with mushrooms, because the mushrooms are like sponges. So if you put a tiny bit of butter in, it's going to soak up into the mushrooms. You can have a dry pan and they're not going to cook properly. You can see already they're soaking up the lovely Cornish butter. Okay, let those cook a little bit. Okay, so these are softening down a bit now, looking lovely. So we can add a little splash of port. Small flame there. Watch out if you've got a fringe. I don't have that problem. Now we add some cream. Okay, so it's a little bit too liquid still, so what we want to do is bring it down a little bit to make it nice and thick. Check the seasoning. Always check the seasoning. Taste, taste, taste. Always taste. Perfect. Okay, that's about right. That'll keep cooking in residual heat. So that's the base of the gratin. What we're going to do now is spoon some of the mushrooms into the bottom of a little, this is an oven-proof dish. Always make sure they're oven-proof dishes. So we're spooning a few mushrooms into the bottom there. So that's the base done, and now we're going to add the crab meat. Don't be shy with the crab meat, put plenty in. So as you're putting it in, just pick through your hands, make sure there's no shell or cartilage going into this. So next up, we're going to put some bechamel sauce on top. I'm not going to bore you how to make bechamel sauce. It's nice and easy to make. Most people know how to make it. If you don't know how to make it, look on Google, in any cookbook, and you'll find out how to make it. It's dead easy. But what I can say is don't put any cloves or onions in it. Okay, just cover the top. And then some grated cheese. So we're using a blend of Montgomery's cheddar and Parmesan. Montgomery's cheddar is from Somerset, and we all know where Parmesan's from. but you can use Gruyere, you can use cheddar, whatever you want really. And then finally a few breadcrumbs on top. Okay, so here we've got the mushrooms flambéed in port with cream, loads of nice crab meat, bechamel sauce, cheese, breadcrumbs, and it's ready to go in the oven. Once to go in a hot oven for about 8 minutes, I'd say. My oven's pretty hot, so I do mine about 8, maybe a domestic one looking about 10 minutes. So that smells like it's ready now. Let's have a look, shall we? Ah, it's perfect. Perfect. There we are. Lovely golden brown, bubbling away. Looks beautiful. Don't eat it straight away, you're going to burn your lips. Okay, let's put it on a little wooden plank. There we are, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Be careful not to burn your lips. Because they're delicious. Okay.